Shoutouts on Instagram, shoutout for shoutout, S4S, whatever you want to go ahead and call it. There are different types of forms of shoutouts, different types of forms of collaborations, but on this video, we're going to talk about, does it actually work? Is it a feasible way to go ahead and grow your Instagram? And is it something that you should be spending a good amount of time on, or is it more so a waste of time? Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. If you're new here or you don't know who I am, my name's Anthony, this guy, and I make videos like this to help you take your account from 0 to hero, show you how to grow, how to monetize, how to do everything on Instagram. So if Instagram is something that you're trying to go ahead and get good at, something that you're trying to game, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the post notification bell, because I make videos every single day helping you to grow your Instagram to massive levels. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and get into this video. So does shoutout for shoutout work? Okay, let's get into this. Let's actually go ahead and break this down. Now, what is shoutout for shoutout? For those of you who don't know, I think most of you guys do, but just in case, there's always a few people out there. Shoutout for shoutout is basically just a little simple collaboration. It's like the simplest collaboration that you can do, where you have, let's say, around 10,000 followers, another person within your niche has about 10,000 followers, and you simply reach out to said person. You're like, hey man, love your content, hope you like mine, you know, let's promote each other, let's get new followers, and let's go ahead and I'll shout you out and you shout me out. That is the premise of how shoutout for shoutout usually goes. Unlike your standard shoutout, where it is you as a smaller user going ahead and buying a shoutout from a larger user, which is obviously much more effective. So when does shoutout for shoutout actually become effective? Now, if you're starting off at less than 1,000 followers or even less than 10,000 followers, I don't really recommend to utilize shoutout for shoutout. And here's why, right? If you're at 100 followers, you know, for a lot of you guys that are kind of just starting off and you're trying to grow your pages from scratch, if you're just at a couple hundred followers, you have to understand shoutout for shoutout only works with people who are relatively the same size as you, right? So if you're a couple hundred, you have to do it with someone who's a couple hundred, a couple thousand, someone who's a couple thousand, a couple 100,000, someone who's a couple 100,000, okay? It even gets to the point, like, if you could have 200K, and sometimes 500K pages won't want to work with you because you're kind of too low for them. So it has to really be within these pretty tight margins of people that will actually go ahead and work with you. Now, the problem with is that when you're a small account like that, you both don't have that much traffic. You both don't have that many followers. So while you may gain a few, it's not the place to really spend the most time on. There are faster ways to get the ball moving first, and then start doing shoutout for shoutout once you go ahead and you're big and you can collaborate with a bigger user. So for example, if it's two people collaborating that have 10,000 followers each, yeah, you'll gain some, but it's definitely not as good as if you're collaborating with someone who has 100,000 followers. Now, I'm not saying to not do this if you're at 10,000. What I'm saying is that your time and money is better spent elsewhere until you get up to there. Now, you can do that if you have the time to do it. Go ahead and do S4S. You should be doing as many things as you can. However, in my opinion, in the beginning, I would say to invest money into regular shoutouts instead, to actually grow your page, instead of going ahead and trying to do shoutout for free because of how long it's going to take. For example, you can do shoutout for 6 months to get to 10,000 followers, or you could probably invest about $1,000 to $2,000 into your page and grow 0 to 10K in about a month through shoutouts. And then once you're at 10K, then you can start collaborating with other people who are 10K and work your way up and up and up and up and up and get there that way. And then you basically built your whole account off an initial $1,000 to $2,000 investment that basically just kickstarted the shit out of you. Now, if you don't have 1K to 2K, then obviously, you know, start with what you can do. But I'm telling you, start saving up some money so you can go ahead and actually invest into your account, because that is what's going to go ahead and build a super engaged, loyal audience of people who want to follow you for you, and it's going to go ahead and help you move so much faster. Now, why shoutout for shoutout typically doesn't work is the way how people do it. A lot of people will simply take a screenshot of that person's profile and then post that on their feed. Now, what happens when people do this is, for one, it's super ugly. It's so ugly and it gets no engagement. I don't care if a page has 10 million followers and a 300% engagement rate. If they post a screenshot of your profile, it's not going to do anything. Like, it just never does. If you don't believe me, go take a screenshot of your profile, pay a big influencer to post it, and watch how badly that post performs, okay? That is not how shoutouts work. How shoutouts should work is a piece of your own content that is giving value or giving entertainment posted on the other person's profile with clear calls to actions to go ahead and follow you, followed up by story posts that are also driving traffic to your main profile. That is the best way to go ahead and execute a perfect shoutout for shoutout. Okay, most people just, you know, at themselves in the caption, or they just do a stupid story where it says, hey, follow this guy. Like, nobody wants to follow that guy. There needs to be reasons. There needs to be a why. There needs to be a motive. So define all of that in your shoutout and then go ahead and start plugging that. What I would do is set up something really good that has been tested with influencers, and then you can go ahead and use that same setup to plug with different shoutout for shoutout people. You could be investing some of your money into shoutouts and then the rest doing it for free by doing S4S and stuff like that. So does shoutout for shoutout work? Yes, it works, but you must use it smartly, okay? Don't waste your time doing it when you're, especially when you're less than 1,000 followers, because you're not going to get there. At first, use methods methods that are going to help you grow faster, and then start implementing Shoutout for Shoutout, because in the beginning it's too much time to be worth it. Plus, if you have under a couple thousand followers and you're doing promotions with people are probably going to unfollow you, and people probably aren't going to do that because you hold no authority to them. Your voice, your words hold no weight. Once you start to get big, you start to hold more of a authority, more of a leadership role, and you can pull stuff off like that more. Nobody wants to see promotions or advertising on a brand new small account. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, because I'm going to be reading each and every single one of your comments on this video and making videos about your questions. So if you have a question that you really need answered, go ahead and leave it in the form of a comment below, and I'll be reading these, and I'll be taking the best ones and making a video on it. On top of that, the person who leaves the best suggestion with the most thumbs up on their comment, I'll definitely make a video on your comment. With all that said, guys, hope you guys took massive value out of this one. If any of you guys want a free advanced Instagram training, I'll leave that linked below. It teaches you guys exactly how to go ahead and grow 0 to 100K, how to monetize your Instagram to a full-time business, just like I have, just like my students have, and how to basically make Instagram your full-time income. With all that said, guys, keep grinding, keep hustling, and I'll see you all on the next one.